Happy Wednesday, beautiful people. Anthony here. I just absolutely love that we get to do this. Welcome back to our next edition of the Wednesday Muse. And I'm so grateful that all of you hit reply and commented last week on Regina's message of A, bringing meditation into the studio, and B, what it is and the power of it and how much shift can happen when we simply observe our breath. So I was thinking about last week's message, preparing for this week's, and the word inspiration kept coming to me. So I looked up the definition, and then come to find out that the root word of inspiration from the Latin lineage means to breathe life into. And I'm like, of course it does. That's what we're doing on a daily basis. Breathing life into the things that we're passionate about, into the lives of our students, and creating a major ripple. So I just love that's what we're doing, and that's what this weekly message is about. And then I got to thinking, well, what happens to me when I'm not inspired and having been able to travel the country the last year and spend so much time with you? It's a question that comes up often. I'm stuck. I feel stuck in my flow. I feel stuck in my themes. My relationships aren't going well. And I notice that in my life, when I'm stuck, it starts to look like overcomplication. For example, I get a text message from my wife and I analyze it and I read it 50 different times, or I take apart the email, or my Suriname Namaskar C has 49 poses in it before I even turn it around, and I just notice when I can step back that when I'm stuck, life has just got way too cluttered and complicated. So the practice that I've implemented for many years is to declutter, it's to simplify. And it ties so sweetly into the definition of inspiration. It's to breathe life into, to come back to the essence of life, of prana. So instead of analyzing text messages and emails, I come from a heart-centered place. Come back to the essence, come back to the connection piece of what you're doing. Instead of this week, your Suriname Namaskar C having 15 or 16 poses, try on 9 or 10. Come back to a nice, beautiful rhythm. Even in the theming or the other places where you feel like there's a little bit of stuckness, just dial it back and you come back to the heart, the essence, the divinity, right? Before the stories, before the words of what you're trying to deliver. And something amazing will happen. By definition, when you are inspired, you inspire others. You breathe life into others. And again, I think that's what we're all here to do. So over the next week, pay attention to the areas in your life where you're just a little stuck, and take into account if you're trying to do too much, and then dial it back, come back to the original intent, the nectar, the essence of what it is. And I promise you'll open up the floodgate of creativity, you'll open up the floodgate of heart space, connection, and then you'll be right back on your way. And then these are how these are going to go. I'll be sharing messages on how to take care of yourself, and then also tools and things that you can do to expand your teaching repertoire in all areas financially, to make a better living or make the living of your dreams as a yoga teacher. Technical tools in terms of teaching asana to theming, and then again, just taking care of yourself and your heart. So thank you for your time. Again, I love that we get to do this, and I'm super looking forward to your replies and your comments and what we get to share with each other next week. Make it a blast. Make it an amazing day. I love you. Namaste.